Number 244 in the Masters of Cinema collection is V, the Russian horror movie from 1967. I have been excited to see V for the longest time. It's one that I almost watched on Shudder and just kind of held off, and now it's got that stunning Blu-ray release from Masters of Cinema. And I instantly got this all in and threw it on straight away. I was so excited about watching this one. It's such a short movie as well. It just 77 minutes, it just kind of zips by. And it has that kind of early aesthetic in the movie that reminded me a little bit of some of the sequences in Qui-Gon. Not as surreal and not as well done, but it had that kind of fairy tale feel about the entire movie. And we follow three young priests at the start, including Coma, who is travelling across the lands with their friends. They're having a bit of a drink and a bit of a rowdy time. They stumble across a farmhouse and an old woman lives there who begrudgingly allows them to stay as long as they sleep in three separate places. Once they're all kind of settled, the old woman, who played by a man, looks creepy, becomes really aggressive with Coma, almost overtly sexual advances on him, and ends up in this really nightmarish sequence where she is cornering him, wearing him down, stopping him from escaping this situation. And before he even realises it, the old woman is on his shoulders and is kind of riding him like a horse outside into the fields, and before he knows it, he's up in the sky flying and realises that this old woman is a witch. He begs to be let down. When he gets to the ground, he starts to beat the old woman. She says, "Stop, you're killing me," and suddenly has turned into a young, beautiful woman. Anyway, Coma returns back to his teachings of becoming a priest when he is told that he has to travel to this small town where a young woman are in the process of dying, and he's to say prayers for 3 nights. That's her dying wish. The young woman turns out to be the witch that he beat to death. And this is the kind of crux of our story. And it's really well set up, and it really has this kind of brisk movement about it as we follow Coma as he is training to be a priest. We're thrown straight into the story of the witch and the whole crux of the story, but everything is about his inability to take his teachings as sacred. You know, he lies, he smokes, he drinks, he dances, he womanizes, he does everything that he's not supposed to do. And at one point he actually says to the head of this town, "May God strike me down if I'm lying." The only thing is we know he's lying. He's literally just told a big fib. It continues to do these things that are just putting all, or should be putting all, of his teachings in perspective, but he's not. He's failing in that kind of priesthood. And you get an element of everybody is in the similar boat that's learning to become a priest. And for 3 nights, Coma has to go into this place of resting for this woman and basically read prayers for her to help her soul get to the afterlife. But every night, the ghostly spirit, the woman, wakes up and tries to get to Coma. He manages to draw a circle in the ground which protects him from the spirits, but you got all this wonderful imagery, and it's very low-key and in-screen special effects, but I think they hold up terrifically well and were really effective and creepy. They had that surreal, uncanny valley feel about them. They just felt tangible, realistic, odd, otherworldly. And as these nights progress, we start to see Coma tortured more and more throughout the movie as this woman witch who is lying there tries to get her vengeance on this man. And in the end, you get to find out what V actually is as well as all these other creatures. And this is when the special effects and the wonderful design and the costuming really comes into its own and creates such wildly creative and fun effects that I thought were really wonderful. I rather enjoyed these parts. It does have a really good sense of atmosphere as we watch Coma slowly become unravelled over these 3 days. There's an awesome moment where after the second day he comes out of the resting place, he's been beaten, he's been worn down, he's been tormented all night, and he is just so giddy that he demands to dance in such a ludicrous sequence that he's just so engaging to watch. V was one of those movies that I enjoyed. I appreciated the filmmaking and the production and the sets and the various creativity going into the movie. I didn't love it, but I feel like the more I sit in the movie, the more I think about it, the more I want to go back and revisit it. And that's always a great sign. Now, I really did like the movie a lot, just didn't quite love it, but I feel this is going to be one that when I know the story and I sit down and just allow myself to envelop within the movie and let it wash over me, I'm going to love it more. It has that feeling about it. Now, this is a special 2-disc Blu-ray that comes with this. A Holy Place, which I believe tackles the similar story but follows it more fully, I think. I don't know, so I'm going to give it maybe a week or two before I go and check that movie out, and then I'll come back and do a review on it if I've got something pertinent to say about it. I'd love to know your thoughts on V. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man V Film.